Hey guys, so this video is part of a series called Behind Revelation Signal that I'll be releasing over the next several weeks between June and July, and we'll be talking about all of the incredible talent that was involved in this project. Hey guys, so today let's go behind Revelation Signal and talk about the vocalists who helped me out recording these 5 songs. So the intention with Revelation Signal and the songs that I wrote here, I really wanted them to be anthemic type songs, and I wanted people to be able to hear their own voice in them. There's a lot of chanting, there's a lot of choral arrangements, there's a lot of hays and shouts, and so I wanted to bring some other people on board with me to help me out with this, and they added so much to it. This project would not be the same without them. And it was 3 other female vocalists and 1 other male vocalist. So we're going to start by talking about the vocals for Decide. So the first song, Decide, which releases June 21st, when I originally wrote that, I kind of heard an Amy Lee type voice behind me complimenting the male vocal. I didn't really know who to have at the time until a while later when I reconnected with Kalen. She was singing in a cover band, I think it was at Baker Street, and I thought, this is the person that's going to do that voice for me. So I reached out to her. She's someone I had worked with before many years ago. That's a story for another time. And Kalen was more than happy to do this with me. So she came out to the studio. She did vocals for Decide and also some vocals on Stand Up. So I'm really excited to have you guys hear how our voices sound on these songs. So I will put a link to her stuff below. Another song that I kind of heard a voice on, didn't know who was going to do it at first, was Lift Your Head. I wanted a very low male bass vocal, and so I sent out basically a casting call to my friends. Hey, you know anybody that could do this voice? Because I couldn't think of someone on top of my head. I knew a lot of vocalists, but no one that could really sing in that bass vocal that I was looking for. The type of vocal I wanted was someone like Ray Davis from Parliament. If you look up Ray Davis, you'll be able to hear what I'm talking about. He's got a real low bass vocal. He was in Parliament in the 60s and 70s. So I sent out a clip of Ray Davis singing. I said, this is the voice I'm looking for. A friend of mine got back to me and said, I got you. And I said, who do you know that can do this? And he said, me. And so I knew Chris could sing. I didn't know he could do this type of voice. So I said, well, do it over the phone for me right now. And he's like, all right. So I really can't mimic him, but he went ahead and basically auditioned for me over the phone. And I said, all right, Chris, you got it. So his name is Chris Hagenbart. Very charismatic guy, very cool guy, incredibly funny, great low voice. So I had him come out to Brandon's studio and record these parts. The really cool thing about Chris is he's very creative as well. And he had some ideas for these songs. Well, why don't we try this? Why don't we try this? And we had 2 key parts in our songs on Stand Up and on Lift Your Head that I entirely contribute to him vocal-wise. And so he kind of contributed to the choral arrangements on Lift Your Head, and then a very special line on Stand Up. So when you hear Stand Up, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You'll hear Chris's voice nice and loud. So thanks, Chris, for that. All right, so like I said earlier, I had some ideas for some choir type voices, choral arrangements, and I knew I wanted like a beautiful voice to kind of fill these out. And I mentioned it to my wife, Monika, and she said, why don't you call Eileen? So Eileen Harris is someone who sings for a praise and worship group at the church we used to go to. We still love that church. We just don't go there because we don't live in that area anymore. And so you will be able to hear her voice on the choral arrangements on Lift Your Head and on Decide. So thank you, Eileen, for that. Now, last but not least, I wanted another female vocal who could also do some choral arrangements. And so I asked Monika, my wife, to do this. She also goes by Coco Bark, so that's where you can find her music. And I'll put a link for her stuff below. And she sang on Lift Your Head and she sang on Stand Up. And you can really hear her voice on Lift Your Head. And so just wait until you hear that. But that's not the only contribution Monika has made to this project. She's also helped me with a lot of artwork, the logo, the name itself, Revelation Signal. She helps me come up with that. So Monika also co-wrote some of these songs, the lyrics. So Stand Up and Mission were co-written lyrically with Monika. She helped me with some of the melody and the lyrics. So thank you so much, Monika, aka Coco Bark. Please check out her music in the link below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list by clicking on the beacons link in the description below. Add revelationrocker@gmail.com to your contact list. Help me get my goal of 777 streams per song. Add my songs to your Spotify playlist and get my free songs on Bandcamp.